Alright, so I'm going to be opening up and disassembling this Dell Inspiron 15 5584. The battery needs to be replaced, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using a PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. Alright, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. I think this model, some of the screws stay in place. But anyways, the way I do that, I put them flat side down like this on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So you have this rectangular shape. Alright. If this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and continue getting all these screws out. These two, this one is broken there, and this one, it doesn't want to come out, so we'll see what's going on. I don't know if it's designed to stay in place or if the plastic mount underneath is broken, but we'll see. Alright, so now we got all those screws out. Let's go ahead and pop the bottom cover off. So the way I do that is I open this up. Alright, here you can see it's also Dell Inspiron 15 5000. And then I get my fingernails in the gap here between the palm rest, alright, and the bottom cover, and I will just pull with my fingernails and push with my thumbs. Okay, so just like this. So you can see it pops the cover off. Alright, then what we're going to do, we're going to close this up. Since we got this gap now, we can go ahead and go around the side edges just like this. Okay, same thing. You can see this side's already coming up really nicely. Let's go ahead and go to the other side, see if it does the same. Again, this one screw doesn't come out, so I don't know if that's because it's broken or what's going on. Yeah, I think something's broken in there. So let's try and pull on this plastic piece while we undo this screw and see if it will come out. We might have to use a drill to spin this screw really fast and melt the plastic beneath. But yeah, it's not wanting to come out. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to pull the cover away so that way it puts pressure on the parts underneath. But as you can see, it still doesn't want to come out. And as you can see, yeah, it's not coming out. So let me see, we're probably going to have this kind of pushed through. Maybe if I can, just because the customer only needs the battery. I don't know if I should just try and take the battery out without removing it, but I don't know, it doesn't want to come out. Okay, now I think I have to drill it out. So let me get my drill and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, I'm back. So we're going to take the screwdriver bit out. I'm going to put it on the drill here. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to just turn the drill so that it spins the screw real fast. And then we're going to pull this thing through. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's make it go backwards. Spin faster. And it should eventually... Oh, there, the plastic actually just came out. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead now and pop the bottom cover off. Oh, it was holding that metal plate too. Alright. So we're done with the drill. We'll set that aside. Okay, I'm going to have to clean the dust out of here. Alright, and yeah, this, I don't think that's going to hold anything. The thing underneath is broken here. This is a bad design. Let's see if I can take this screw out now that I can pull on this. It still doesn't want to come out. I don't know. We're going to have to leave that as is, it looks like. Alright, well, another screw will hold the middle one, but anyways, we're going to get rid of that plastic gunk that fell in there. Alright, let me go take this out. We're going to clean the dust off. Basically, I'm just going to use a toothbrush, loosen up the dust, and then use an electric air blower to blow all the loose dust out. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I'm back. Cleaned out the dust here, and from the fans were pretty bad. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and remove the battery. So we're just going to remove the screws holding it in place. If you're wondering, the battery model number you can see here. Alright, battery model number is WDX0R. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the screws. Again, keep them all in order. Okay. Alright, I think there's 4 screws holding it in place, one on either corner. Alright, now that we got all 4 screws out, we should be able to lift the battery up. Okay, and you can see it has this connector to the motherboard here and the connector to the battery there. We're going to disconnect the connector to the battery, so go over here. I'm going to grab this. Let me actually zoom out so you can kind of see how I'm holding it. Okay, so we're going to grab this connector here, and then you want to try and grab as close as you can. If you can, hold on to the plastic part, and then you kind of just wiggle the battery as you kind of pull on it, and there you go. You can see it's coming out. And I don't know what it's stuck to. Oh, they used tape and stuck it to the bottom. So we'll peel that off. All right, and there's the old battery. Customer said it drains somewhat fast. They said it lasts about 2 hours, and when it's at around 25%, it'll randomly just drop to die in like 2 minutes. So here's the replacement battery. Here you can see the difference. This one's slightly, it's not really bloated, but you can see the texture a bit more. Actually, it doesn't look too bad at all. Anyways, we'll set that aside. Let's go ahead and plug the new replacement battery in. Actually, let's go ahead and go over what's in here. So you got 2 slots for RAM. Right, you actually don't need to remove the battery to replace the RAM or the SSD, but let me show you. All right, you pull these 2 tabs to the side, pops up like that. Then you can go ahead and pull this out. The RAM is PC42666V. You can get another PC42666V stick and put it in the other slot. It's best to have matching sticks, so 2 8 gigs will work really well. All right. If you want more than that, I recommend getting like 2 16 gig sticks. You got the keyboard connector here with the flip latch. You got the keyboard backlight connector here. The flip latch is on this side. You got the trackpad connector, flip latch here. You got this connector here going to this board for the USB port. I think that's SD card slot, and is that it? Yeah. All right, then you got this little cable going here. Actually, it might lead also to the power button if I remember correctly. So you got this little cable. And I think this one might be, it says FP1. Is there a fingerprint reader on this thing? Yeah, okay, so fingerprint reader and the power button is all over here. So this thing here, so this cable, this black one here going down to this little board, and then over here, that's the fingerprint sensor. And then this one, the cable goes over here, is for the power button, I believe. Yeah, PWR or something. Right, fan connectors right here. And the CPU is soldered to the motherboard, and you got the wireless card here. Some people ask for like model number. You probably want to check yours because it could be different. Let me zoom in a bit, but if you need, hopefully that has what you need. Okay, then you got the DC jack charge port connector. It's underneath, it's hidden, it holds itself underneath the hinge. So you do have to take the hinge screws out and lift this up. Then there's one screw holding the charge port in place. Then you can actually pull the thing out, up and out. And this connector has like this plastic thing where you just wiggle the wings and you can pop it back out. All right, there's an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. I don't want to mess with that because the customer just needs the battery replaced, but there's 2 screws here. Most likely there's a thermal pad here. You just pull this thing off and then get a new SSD. It pops up like the RAM at an angle, then you slide it in at an angle and then push it down, and then you can get that in. There's the speaker here. Wire runs along to the other speaker. There's also a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive slot here. Comes with the screws, which is really nice, and the connectors in here. So that you can just connect to the hard drive or SSD. And the cable runs all the way to here. So I'm pretty sure you have to remove the battery to plug that in, and then you can go ahead and actually, it might go on top of the battery. I don't know. Either way, whatever works. You can either have it on top or underneath, but most likely it will go on top of the battery actually, because this cable with the sticker will kind of be in the way. All right. Anyways, that's all there is that we're going to see in there. Let's go ahead and put the new battery. Hopefully I'm not mixing them up. Okay, this is the new one because the old one has dust on it. All right, so basically I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to grab the connector. Make sure if you're replacing a connector, you get it the right way. These showing pins are on top. You don't want it upside down where it's like all just plastic. Right, so get this lined up. Make sure you push it in straight. There we go. You don't want to do it crooked and bend the pins. And then we'll just get the battery lined up, dropped into place. Okay, and let's go ahead and get these 4 screws back in. Okay, I'm loosely fitting them first just to make sure everything lines up. right, and then once we're done, we can go ahead and tighten all the screws down. I don't see a CMOS or BIOS battery in here, so most likely it uses the main battery for that. So if your date and time gets messed up, it's most likely your battery is failing or dead. All right, let's get all these screws tightened in. Good. I don't know if I can... Okay, here you can see the broken plastic here. I'm going to actually add some JB Weld in here, and then over time it will, once it hardens up, we should be able to actually get that screw tightened down all the way. But for now, for now I'm just cleaning off the plastic dust that's on it. All right, you can see there's all that plastic dust. So we're just going to kind of clean that off. That way the JB Weld will hold. Okay, just gonna move it, clean it up, move it again, clean it up. All right. All right, so there we go. I am gonna get some JB Weld and put it over there. Doesn't need much, just to hold that screw, I don't know what you would call that thing, but to hold that into place. All right, so let's go ahead and put this here. All right, get this out. All right, so we're just gonna get a little bit of this stuff. We don't need much. Okay, very, very little, because we're just trying to get it to hold itself into place. Then, problem is, my customer's going to have their computer back, so I'm not going to be able to tighten that for them. So hopefully they have a screwdriver where they can do that. Get a piece of paper towel here. Okay, so I can clean this thing off. All right, so you can see we used very little. Now we're gonna get the black one. All right, same thing. Just get a little bit. It's way too much compared to the other time. Okay, hopefully that's about even. I don't know, might be too much extra. All right, so there we go. Good. Clean this off. Okay. Then we're just going to stir this up. Go. All right, stir that up. Good. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to fill it into that corner gap there. All right, and then we're going to spin the screw around afterwards to make sure that it gets the JB Weld into the grooves behind. All right, so you can see, just going to get the JB Weld in there. Okay, so we have that covered up, and then we're going to spin the screw around, and that should get it to coat inside on both. I'm turning it left and right. Okay, trying to get it all coated everywhere. All right. It kind of just, as I spun it, it kind of just squeegees it off actually. All right, you kind of need to get the JB Weld to stick into there. Okay, because we don't want the hinge to break because of it's missing this. The other screw's missing too, so that's kind of not good. Those are the more important screws. Okay, so now we kind of got the JB Weld on everything. Okay, let's go ahead now and coat the screw. So I'm going to try and get the remainder of this stuff onto the screwdriver. Okay. Right, and let's go ahead now and just coat that. Okay. Hopefully that will hold up well. All right. Clean up this stuff. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead now and get this all back together, and hopefully battery and everything will work well. Okay. All right. Put the JB Weld away. Okay. All right. So there we go. Yeah, this screw's not gonna be sitting right, but hopefully once everything's back in, we should be okay. All right, I think I mentioned everything in this computer, so let's go ahead now and just get the bottom cover back on. Since this is out, you want to make sure this stays lined up. Okay, if anything, we can get this cover on loosely first. Okay. And then let's get that screw in just to make sure it doesn't move out of place. Okay, there we go. I just loosely fit it, and let's go ahead now and snap everything back together. And hopefully we should be good. All right, just go around. You might have to open up the computer slightly and get in there to squeeze it easier. Okay, just like that, and work your way around. Okay. Like that. All right, and let's go ahead now and get the remaining screws in. But that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's get all these screws in. Alright, you're welcome to stay as I boot it back up. Okay, I am going to open it up and then make sure to push all the clips back down. Make sure everything is locked in because I know some of the clips didn't go in right. Okay, so let's go ahead and carefully open this up. Alright, make sure everything's good and lined up and click all of that into place. Alright. Okay. Everything is good. Let's go ahead now and close it and tighten up all the screws. Okay, get that, tighten it in. Alright, make sure these are tight. And the last three. Alright, let's go ahead and power it back up now. Flip this over, open it up, and power it on. See what we got. Was the battery not charged? Okay, let's plug it in then. I'm gonna get a charger and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so we got the charger. Let's plug it in. And once we power it up, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the boot menu by pressing F2. I can see the caps lock lights on. Okay, so we should be good. Alright, so we went to F2, and what we're gonna do, we're on this BIOS menu thing. So we're gonna see battery. Can we scroll this at all? Okay, here you go. So here you can see the battery stuff. It's saying 130 watt adapter I have plugged in, 35% charging, excellent health. If that's the case, we should be able to unplug this and it should stay on. It is. It says discharging, so we should be good to go. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.